Speedrun mod, it basically cuts out loading times and all sorts of annoying wait times in the game. Hold on, let's see. Xinera's like 5 seconds ahead. I'm gonna sync this up real quick.
Exclamation mark portal 2, no spaces for information of the mod itself, and exclamation mark R, I do believe, for the runners. And then exclamation mark C for the commentators, so me and Daniel.
Alright. The Xinera stream should pause for a second. Yeah, there it is. I'm syncing it up with Dane so that they're closer in timing, because load times are a thing in this game. Part of the speedrun mod is we use a set of commands that are locked in the normal game to shorten loading screens. It's something that we use through a plugin in the normal game, but it's like a feature here. So we can see Xinera has a faster load, so he's gonna gain like a second on Dane every time. But this is just real time. The timer pauses in between loads, so it'll just cause me to have to sync up streams every once in a while. It won't be a big deal. Yep. So one of the big different. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to say, you can see Dane has a custom portal gun. That is, like, a lot of people have some form of customization that is allowed, as long as it doesn't give you any advantage, but that is really vague. So custom portal
Yeah.
guns are fine.
We sort of allow people to just edit whatever files they want, so long as it doesn't give you an advantage. Whatever visual files you want, so long as it doesn't give you any sort of advantage, like putting a little red dot on a surface where you're supposed to shoot, things like that aren't allowed. But custom portal guns, custom door textures, things like that are pretty common. Uh,
Yep, you can now see both runners doing a portal stand, or maybe peak portal, I don't know. That is a lot easier in Portal 1, but still possible in Portal 2, where you stand halfway through a portal and then shoot it the other color, and then quickly back, and quickly hold S and a side direction. Then you can stand in the portal. It is
yeah. Burger 40, I went ahead and raised his volume up in the comm controls. Let me know how that is. I can do additional changes if you need. Just let me know.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm used. Yeah, I'm not quite
Well,
used
yeah.
to this
So
yet.
I had like a pre-set up config where I'm like plus 0.3 louder than normal because my mic is pretty quiet. So I think it was just offsetting you as even lower because you just
Yeah,
hadn't been changed up. So
I'm sorry. You can actually use just so both runners do a variation of pancake skip that's found by the lovely, beautiful, delicious Kriza, if that's even how you pronounce it. Where
there's
it's
like 8
a
different ways.
yeah, it is a unnecessarily precise shot to shoot through a door and skip that Wheatley section, and in the base game that saves about 40 seconds or something stupid.
Yeah, and then it saves
Definitely worth going.
absolutely nothing in speedrun mod.
Yeah. Although
Um,
I have tried, and you can do the Wheatley thing normal.
Yeah, so we just like in the normal game, there's a door there that prevents you from moving forward. So in Portal 2 Speedrun mod, the initial version had the Wheatley cutscene going basically instantly, just to speed up the level. But since the initial like beta days of the speedrun mod, we've actually figured out that there's like a tiny like tenth of a unit gap or something in the door that with a super precise lineup we can shoot through. So the door was removed as a part of speedrun mod just because there was no way around it without doing a long cutscene. But now there actually is a way around it, and we just don't have to use it. So players can just shoot to the other side and just walk through. It's very simple. Xinera
Something
is actually a very good pace right now.
yeah, something you can see quite a lot through definitely the beginning parts of this run, like up until chapter 4, is a lot of these chambers are just the regular game but fast. There's not many glitches in the early game. Until we
Yeah.
get to the use of gels, then it starts to become fun.
Xinera had a pretty healthy lead, but he's lost it. I'm gonna try and up his stream delay again because he just continually has a
Okay,
higher. Or, yeah.
while you're doing that, here is laser switch glitch. You'll see on the left side. That is where you can activate both lasers in this case for one tick, and then the door opens because
Yeah.
Valve.
I think it's 1 or 2 ticks. I'm
I,
trying to
I
remember
thought
exactly.
I thought it was exactly one. Oh, whatever.
I think
And then
it's
Dane fails
yeah.
that.
I think it's a bit of a there's a bit of a delay in how often it checks. Specifically, I think that because of triple laser, but I could be wrong. Um,
Oh yeah, and Arsenet and Xenia, whatever,
Xinera,
failing
yeah,
failing Wetmaker. That is the use of a reportal, and you're going to see that a lot in the game.
yeah. First
It's
big example of a reportal in the game.
quickly about reportals, because you can see it a lot, is similar to what portal stands were. You stand halfway through a portal, and portal 2 actually shoves you out of the portal at 200 units of speed.
It adds an additional 200 unit like velocity vector to your player. And so like you're able to keep whatever speed you have going through the portal, and then it just grants you an extra 200. Um, and then we just abuse that all throughout the game to give us extra height. There were a couple maps. There was one map in particular where we chained 3 reportals in sequence. But there's a new route that I would wager both players are probably going to use it. There's a chance Dane doesn't, but I'm almost positive Xinera will. Where we abuse a relatively new trick where you sort of get yourself stuck in a portal um, by like looking at a weird angle and having one on the floor, one on the wall, and then you're able to sort of stick yourself on the floor and just chain a bunch of reportals. So we'll see if Xinera does it here. He's coming up on the map where we would do it. It looks like he will. So you'll see him look at a specific angle, get himself stuck in the floor, then chain a bunch of reportals, and then try and do a strafe. Oh, it looks like he didn't actually strafe hard enough, so he's gonna try and recover this with a big jump and a reportal, and he manages it. So
And on Dane's screen now, you just saw it. That was a glitch similar to laser switch glitch, but used for a button.
mhm.
Because the game, a load of garbage flies through that. First flies through it, then you need to press the button again to get the cube. But one of them, I think it's a sphere, that can
Yeah.
activate the button for 1 frame. So if you're holding up against the door, then it
Well,
activates
it can
the door.
activate the button for as long as it wants. But all you need is for it. It's the same. You see it on Smooth Jazz, one of the first maps of the game. It's like it's the inverse of how co-op works with doors, where if a player's in a door in co-op and the door closes, it's just going to kill the player. In single player, they didn't want to do that, so what they did was they just, if a player is in a position where they could be crushed by a door, just open the door. And so we abuse that in a couple different places, where we just push up against the door, and as long as the door gets triggered very briefly, we're able to get through the door.
And Dane appears to have some trouble with the super reportal.
Yeah. I wonder if he's seen my route, because he would have saved time with it had he seen it. I don't know if he did.
It does
I
kind
have
of look
a
like your setup.
yeah, so my setup is just like all you need is 3 portals, because it looks like he's just trying to do this with his mouse rather than using a scroll wheel. And then you shoot up to the button surface, and there's a setup very similar to Future Starter where you can glitch the button stick. It loses a couple seconds, but if you're not confident in getting the 5 super reportals, then it's a good alternative. Or the strafe for that matter, which is where I think more people falter than actually getting the reportals.
Yeah, the strafe is like weirdly difficult from my
Hmm.
experience.
Hmm.
And on Zona's screen, you're going to see something similar to what you saw on Future Starter. Actually, no, you're not going to see that. But Dane might do this. But with the button, you can actually shove it through the glass, similar
Hmm.
as in Smooth Jazz. It's used the same technique. You can shove it through the
Yeah,
glass and save like 2 seconds or something
yeah.
stupid.
It has to do with the way that portals work, because like when you're falling through a portal and you have a cube that you're holding, the game will just try and make that cube go through the portal, even though it would normally just like slap into the wall. So we just sort of abuse that same like physics element in the game. Not physics element, that's the wrong word. But we use that same functionality in the game to just shove it through walls and glass and doors. I think it's just doors and glass, but we
And
use it a couple times throughout the run.
on Zona's screen, you just saw I think 3 reportals in a row to skip that chamber entirely. and actually door skip as well. You saw him, and you're going to see Dane. Bunny hop quite specifically to get through the door. Like in the normal game, a door would shut and you'd have to watch a cutscene of about 40 seconds, I think. But if you can bunny hop just right, you can go through the door. But in this mod, that's removed entirely.
Yeah.
Oh, Dane gets a cube throw. Very nice.
Yep.
That's like a CM only thing. Might as well go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. It's if you're gonna get the fling to where you're gonna go through the door off the panel, there's no reason not to go for it because you're gonna end up at the door anyway. And if it lands, then you go straight through the door. If it doesn't land, then you would have had to walk back anyway. So that's
Yeah,
an
I think Dane
unfortunate.
got that.
Yeah, it's a good save. He made a good quick save, so he's not losing too much time, but it's still time he doesn't want to lose when he's this far behind Xinera.
Yeah, and actually now you're going to see Dane shove the cube through the glass, like I just said, or at
Yeah,
least
there he
attempt
goes.
to, like that. That's what I was talking about.
It's the reason that a lot of people don't do it in full game runs is because it's pretty dependent on angle, and even then it can slide off the button relatively easily. So a lot of people just don't bother going for it, even though getting it through the glass itself is not that hard. Getting it to land on the button can be finicky. It's a good bridge the gap from Dane.
Actually, very good bridge to gap from Dane.
I had to learn from him how to consistently place that cube on the button at the end. You really have to just slap it on there.
And now Dane is in turret intro. This is actually one of his better maps from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this map. It was one of the first maps he got really good at in challenge mode.
Not quite getting the button on there.
Yeah, he does a weird variation of the route that he doesn't do in challenge mode, and it just like it looked like he was trying to do it for more consistency's sake, but it just looked like it made him. It looked like his muscle memory just didn't like it.
Yeah, that can happen.
This is a weird route variation from Xinera. Does he walk over and shoot that portal? I guess he does. For somebody like Xinera, the reportal there is just commonplace.
Yeah, one more thing about challenge mode. Both of these runners are incredible challenge mode runners, but not so much full game. And on some maps, but not all of them, there are actually different routes for CM, or challenge mode, and full game.
Yeah, there's different routes for a lot of the maps, and then moreover, there's just a lot of little optimizations that might put you at more of a risk in challenge. Like if you do them in full game, like there's a bigger risk of losing time. Xinera is doing one of the routes right here. That's really not done by more than I think him and can't even do it. Maybe one or two others
can't
do it.
Even, and I think Zype does it too.
Yeah, Zype for sure does it. But Zype's not a good bastion of measurement.
Yeah, but can't even. He was the world record holder, so he kind of needs to do this to go fast.
Yeah, he doesn't need to, but it does. It does help.
It does anyway because he can't even. And on Xenona screen, you saw I think the final laser switch glitch. That actually was found on the day of launch of the game. Very, very good. Where you just place two portals, get the laser, and you'd wiggle it to activate all three. And that activates the door. Again, because it's made by Valve. What can you do?
Yeah. It's just I think the speed at which the lasers move is faster than they pull for changes in the laser receptacle. So.
Ooh, Xenona not quite getting the dying on I think jailbreak. This map's called.
Burger 40 does it too.
Autosave.
Okay, it looks like Burger 40 also does the laser chaining. I'm not entirely opposed to the laser chaining route, but I think more often than not, what you see is a lot of people do the challenge mode route very, very slowly, and you pretty much don't lose time over doing the safer route faster. I mean, like, it can't even throws around 5 seconds. I don't know how accurate 5 seconds are.
And actually, I wonder if both of these you can see us on a screen. I think both of these runners not going to go for. There's a small skip you can do with jumping around an invisible wall, and it is actually possible to shoot the door at the very end of this lift is
yeah, you'll
open,
see it here.
so
yeah, there.
You could shoot a portal all the way there and then
jump
the
into the
portal
room with
from
the
back
the
of that
turret that tries
teleport,
to shoot you. Yeah.
but
Um,
Xinera didn't do it.
it involves
Some
getting a
people do
stair
it
boost.
in that's like a speedrun mod only thing.
Yeah. It involves getting a stair boost, which stair boosts are, essentially random. For humans,
They're
that like
fun.
getting the speed you need from them is so precise and
I think
involves so
my
many
stream's lagging
variables
a
that we
bit.
just assume it's random for the most
Yeah, it
part.
is. Reload.
So a couple runners do it. Uh, Sushi, I think, and maybe Ken even does it now. I haven't kept up with his runs, but it wouldn't surprise me. Um, and I think
Sushi definitely
Spitta
does
does
it.
it. I think it's Spitta's route, so I'm pretty sure he
Oh yeah,
does it.
I think it's called Spitter Skip. Not sure.
Something like
Is it?
that.
Oh.
It's at least it's attributed
Hey,
to him.
and Turret Factory is not particularly a difficult map. It's just quite long and movement heavy. Nothing really special going on there. It's just bunny hopping. Nothing else.
Yeah.
And another reportal just to save like half a second or so, so you come out of that portal with some speed. And finally, another Pika portal here. You can just ignore that. I wonder if there. Yes, no, it is going for the turret route. There is. It
Mhm.
is possible to do another pancake shots type thing
Yeah.
in
If
here. That's actually
to
possible in the fill game as well.
yeah, the door
But
that
in
that just opened right there, the door that
sorry.
Wheatley hacks in the normal game. It's the same door object, and there's a lineup you can use to shoot through the subunit gap near the top of the door.
Yeah, in
So
the
we do
regular
that
game, I
in,
think it's
yeah,
about
we do
10
that in
seconds
full
or so.
game. Yeah, we do
That
that in
Wheatley
full
just
game,
talks and he's Wheatley.
but because the turret like the cutscene associated with plugging the turret in has been entirely removed, it it's very similar in terms of timing, especially if you get the good cycle of turret where you just grab one as you're hopping by.
Oh, one thing we forgot to mention is you can now see on Dane's screen, and you might have seen on Xenera's, not sure, but you can see for one. That's called Fulbright, I do believe, and is fully allowed. That is, it is use console commands, but it is allowed because it
Yeah,
is like depending on what monitor you are playing on, sometimes it can be impossible to see what you're doing. So just to
in
make
the
it fair, you're allowed to have lights on.
in the map before the one Dane's on right now, Wheatley turns on a flashlight if you sit through his skip, but we skip his skip, or we skip his little we skip
Cutscene.
his cutscene. Yeah, thank you. So we just play in in the dark, and on some monitors you can see, on some you can't. So just to try and bridge hardware differences, we allow use of the matte ambient light commands, which are universally allowed versus the Fulbright ones, which seem to be situationally allowed depending on what game mode you're in. The console will fight you on those sometimes. So, um, yeah. So some runners use it for the whole game. Some use it for this series of maps through Cave Johnson normally, from Turret Factory to Cave Johnson. It doesn't look like Xenera's using it, although he could be using my exec for it, where you turn Fulbright on like 0.001 or something, just so that audience members can see it because it's not really a problem for you.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes the runner can see fine, but if you're streaming or have the video encoding, then that can be the trouble. So sometimes you have filbert on just for the viewers watching you. Especially good for a race like this.
I'm pausing Xenera's stream to sync it up
All right. Then
because it
on
looks like he's about a map and a half above Dane
a
right now.
map, definitely one map. He's now on underground.
Yeah, well, Dave,
Dave.
Dane is moving towards core
Yeah.
right now, and Xenera is finishing up underground. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like a map and almost an entire other map because he's entering core, he's entering Cape Johnson.
Yep.
So
One more.
David
Yeah,
skip.
David's. Yeah. Nice. One more thing. You just actually on Dane you skip the mod skips two cutscenes. one just before this map and one just after,
Yep.
which is a combined total of 3 minutes
Yeah.
of just
There's
just two maps.
there's an entire map
So,
called Tube Ride where you ride through a tube with Wheatley and you do literally nothing but look around. And so we just
I checked
removed that
Discord.
map. Yeah, we removed that map from the oh no.
In my splits, got that as get coffee. Is I
Oh.
get coffee that
Uh,
or
yeah.
go to the toilet because I've got nothing to do for a minute and a half.
And then immediately after you sit in the little GLaDOS chamber for like 2 minutes while everything happens. So in this map we just like gut the map core entirely so that it's actually like quick and easy to get through. I like Xinera not going for button stick here. My memory, oh, that's not good. My memory is that Dane goes for one of the cube clips, like senior specifically, I think.
Oh
And
yeah.
honestly, just committing to not doing it is like really nice. Oh, it looks like Xinera's doing it though. Oh no, he's doing junior, which is a lot simpler, but I still hate people going for it to be honest, because they never seem to know how to do it consistently,
I
which
could never
is
do it.
evidenced here.
I've
It's
done
not
them.
super hard, but oh, that
I
was
would
close.
I would say you can definitely do senior in a full run, but is just getting it is weird. Like both clips are fairly similar, and
Yeah,
just having
senior
some
seems to
trouble
be
with it.
much less consistent from our testing. Yeah, give up. Thank you. Um, and junior seems to be relatively consistent, but even then, you'll see people at a high level who practice it often still mess it up constantly. It's just the nature of how the trick works. I don't like people going for it, especially in races. It just seems kind of redundant to like throw in more potential time loss than you might already have, especially for runners like Xinera and Dane who don't practice full game runs and are just going to be inconsistent by the nature of their practice schedule. Oh no. Dane's definitely going for it now.
Yeah,
Please don't go for
totally.
it, Dane. Please don't go for it, Dane.
And
Oh, he's
actually it
going
is
for
possible.
junior.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh
It is actually
no.
possible to do
Oh,
a button glitch on the second button, where not quite sure. On the second button of the map, just after you bounce up here, it's possible to do another one, and that one's actually called Stepdad because you um like look at the panel that's about to open, and then press DAD really quickly.
yep.
Don't ask.
It's another one of those situations where you're trying to do inputs quicker than the game actually checks for updates, and it just messes with how the game works.
Yes, and I think that is I think one of two times you actually use both hands for the DAD. At least that's what
And
I do.
there's actually a setup that
Yeah.
Kerchow, Kurziao, Kshichow, whatever you
Good
prefer
show.
to call him,
Bazinga.
that he recently developed a setup where it's really consistent to just walk on and off the button very quickly. Um, there's about a map difference between the two right now. So
Yeah.
this has looked bad for Dane for most of this race, but there's a very very decent possibility that if he doesn't mess things up and Xinera does mess a thing up or two, that he just comes back and takes this map. Which, considering
And on the
like how long he messed up on that one map specifically, I don't remember which map specific. Oh yeah, Pit Flings. Considering he spent like
oh
a
yeah,
minute
that
and a
one.
half on Pit Flings, you hate to see it.
Hate to see it.
Also, Dane goes for stuck launch on Crazy Box. Xinera doesn't. So that's a good amount of time saved for Dane. Oh my goodness. He would have fallen off to his
Very
death there, but there's a little beam that he happened to hit and regain control
uh,
off of. That's
does be good
terrifying.
enough.
Woo.
That's skill. Or no, it isn't. That's
Jeez.
pure luck. Just quickly mentioning a stuck launch. It is you launch by getting stuck. Simple as.
Mhm.
That is used in I do believe two, maybe three places in the entire game. That's because you're between a pipe and a thing that's not round, and the
Yeah.
game thinks you're falling, but you're not. So you can just keep adding speed, and then with the blue gel, the bouncy gel, you can bounce onto that and then airstrafe all the way
Yeah.
over.
You bounce onto that with a ton of speed that you get from the stuck launch, and then the world is your oyster. You'll see it again in 3 gels. We use it to skip like the entire map. And then there, the one that Dane used in Crazy Box, it's not as big of a time save and it's less consistent. So not a lot of runners use it outside of the high level.
And challenge mode, of course.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to go for lemon skip. No, Xinera's
Xinera
not.
is not for sure. This is a
Okay.
relatively new skip that saves a lot of time in full game, but very little in speedrun mod. So if you're not if you're not confident in how fast you can set it up, then there's really not a reason to do it in speedrun mod.
Because lemon skip skips the Cave Johnson dialogue about combustible lemons, the best part of the game, and that is the bit that Xinera is doing right now. So in the full game, I would say it's about 40 seconds, maybe less, definitely less.
Oh,
40.
Xinera!
Uh,
He's having some bad luck with this. Dane is also not going for it, so there's a chance Dane messes this up. But this is the sort of thing that we were talking about, where we said, Xinera needs to make a couple mistakes, Dane needs to play well, and then they could equalize the gap here. Because keep in mind, Xinera's 13 seconds ahead, or yeah, ahead in time. So maybe I will sync them up by an additional 13. We're already at like 52 or 32. Sorry.
that's catwalk that Xinera just walked on. That is where you would land after doing a super reportal. That is where you would land after lemon skip. So that skips the conversion. Conversion? Yes, the white gel.
Did it not apply the time to Xinera?
Uh, don't know.
I set
And
him
on
up for another 13 seconds. I don't know why his stream isn't pausing.
actually on Xinera's screen, you're going to see another stock launch. This might be the last one, although you can do a third one right at the top of this map. This is basically the stock launch of the game.
Yeah.
You get stuck, you get a ton of speed, then bounce on blue gel and fire all the way here.
Yeah,
That saves
nobody
about 2
uses
minutes.
the new stuck on this map in speedrun mod because the pipes are already there, so there's not a reason to set it up versus pipe
Yep.
bouncing.
And that pipe contains blue gel, so therefore the entire pipe is bouncy
Yep.
because Valve. And Dane getting. Actually, Dane is really close now.
Yep. A lot closer than you might have expected after his pit flings. But this is the same exact thing that happened to Spitta. He got like massively behind in pit flings and then just clawed his way back. If only high tier runners had watched my pit fling set. Oh, there we go. Now it's adding the time to Xinera's screen like 2 minutes after I added it. That's funny.
Love to see it happen.
And they're just
Now
gonna
both
go.
runners are entering chapter 8. Yes. Here in
Xinera's like
chapter.
30 seconds ahead or something.
Ooh, quite a bit. In
That's
chapter
not as
8
much.
and 9, in chapter 8 and 9, you get funnels, and you get the wonderful glitch known as CFG. That's crouch fly glitch. In short, it's a glitch where you can fly because you crouch. Onto the explanation. The game has two hitboxes for you for whatever reason. One for the player itself and one for physics. And if you're in a funnel and crouch, that checks one of the hitboxes to be in the funnel. So you've still got one that's not in it. So the game just doesn't know what to do and just let you fly.
Yeah, it
But about flying, it's not really flying. It's more like zero gravity.
you keep
As
the
I
state
explained.
that you're in when you're in the funnel, which is that you can sort of move around and that you're sort of levitating. You don't have any horizontal or vertical control unless you slope off of other objects or jump off the ground. So we have to be careful when we use it that we don't jump into the ceiling and soft lock ourselves. Um, there are different states that you can be in. One where you stay crouched, one where you uncrouch and do it where you can stand. That's the ones in Arizona now. And then when you transition levels, you it's like I think we call it preserve fly typically, where it has slightly different characteristics where crouching won't actually remove crouch fly, and instead the only way you can lose it is by um, transitioning in a level where you're not on the ground, or or touching a funnel.
That's always a tricky shot. But the reason we get Crouch Fly Preserved in that first level, hate to see it happen, is basically because of this chamber. You press a button and then strafe all the way over to this cube and get it. So that's about, in the full game at least, that is, I want to say about 10 seconds. It does, maybe even more. But yeah, you see both runners placing the cube above their head and having the cube shove them down because you can't change your height.
Dane is 2 to 3 seconds behind right now.
Ooh, making up.
Yeah, which is not what you want to see as Xinera, given how much of a lead you had in the start. Oh, it's just not going well for him. Oh no!
Oh
Oh
man,
no! He
hate to see
got
that.
if he touches the funnel here, he's doomed. All right,
Yep,
this might have just killed his run, to be honest.
yep. Dane appears now to be ahead.
You need to replace that portal and go back through it. There you go. Not like oh okay.
Yeah, Dane's ahead.
So there's the cube can get stuck in a state where it just levitates, which is really advantageous for one challenge mode map and really horrible for any other application in the game. And Xinera got probably the worst, um, probably
And
the
on
worst
Dane's
place that
screen,
can happen to you.
you just saw he cleared a chamber in about 10 seconds, and after the chamber, he can now he can bunny hop.
Yeah, because
And
he hits a funnel. Xinera's doing it right here. You hit that funnel, so you lose the crouch fly state. Dane is like a map ahead, and he had a really smooth portal cut here. You're gonna
and
see Xinera go for the portal cut. This is where you shoot onto a grate, and there's like a tiny little bit of the grate that allows you to actually portal onto it, sort of unbeknownst to the devs.
it's actually
Um,
not as precise as you may think. It's fairly lenient.
mhm.
At least if you place the blue portal correctly, then the orange portal is fairly easy to get. And then press the button, get the cube, and skip the chamber.
Yeah. So
And
he's a map ahead right now.
Dane trying to go for a reportal but missing a few times.
This is still definitely within the range of either player winning
Definitely.
because there are easy opportunities to choke the game.
Yeah, chapter 9 is always fun. And hey, Zenona gets the first try. Zenona and Dane go for catching a cube that is relatively tight bunny hopping. Yes, bunny hopping. You press the button, bunny hop a few times, then you can grab the cube in midair.
Yeah.
Does
It's
does
actually
save a bit of time.
the problem for high level runners is typically that they just get to the faith plate too fast.
Yes, and then outrun it, have to do it again.
Yeah,
So it is
which
possible to
is
be 2 gaming.
yeah. So depending on your level of bunny hopping skill, you either have to work really hard to get there in time, or you have to work really hard to not get there too fast.
And Dane, on possibly my favorite part of the entire game, is you place a cube just on the edge of a portal, it goes slanted a bit, and then it activates a laser. I
Ooh,
don't know
what
why, but
happened
I
to
just really like
Xinera?
that.
Did Xinera just crash?
Um,
No.
I don't know. His screen's black and
Oh,
his time is still running.
he's on laser platform now.
Yeah, he is. He's actually is.
Xinera
Yeah,
splicing runs? Question mark.
amazing. No, he's
Wrong
just too
portal.
good. The game can't handle his. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed weird. Um, at this
Dane on
point,
the final
splicing
map
the end of the
of.
map wouldn't have helped anything, but
Yeah, splicing mid game would be fun. Dane on the final crouch fly of the game, and
no.
actually in full
Finale
game.
2.
Oh yeah, one of finale too. I was just
Yeah.
thinking because in full game we would actually keep this crouch fly into the first 3 final maps.
Yeah. We
Finale
would use it
maps.
to scale like the ceiling of this map to avoid going into this funnel, but because they're sped up by like 5 times, it's much faster to just go into the funnel. But in full game, that thing moves at a crawl
Yes,
pace.
because yeah, usually all funnels in the entire game are exactly the same speed,
Mhm.
and this one and the one in Final 3 are sped up massively,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Ooh. Dane has a really solid lead right here, but you never know. You don't count Xanera out of these. Dane had a
No,
couple
you don't.
flubs there, not enough to give Xanera a meaningful way back into the game. But if he makes some big mistakes on maps like Finale 2 or Finale 3, or even Finale 4, um, you could see Xanera pull it back.
Actually, in my opinion of my skill level, I think Finale 3 is actually pretty easy. Finale 2 is where you can lose time.
I
And
agree,
Finale
but
4
there
as
are
well.
definitely areas you can soft lock Finale 3 if you just don't make good saves. And it's also a
Yeah.
map that's prone to crashing, or at least it used to. So a lot of people are kind of timid about where they save on that map. So
Oh, actually, what we were just alluding to with Xinera and about this mod specifically, in the early developments of this mod, it used to crash a lot for a lot of people. For some people, it crashed. For other people, it did nothing. So
yeah,
that's why occasionally on some maps, it's a bit weird.
just to the nature of how we have to create these mods, it's very hard for us to, check all the boxes that a normal game dev would check because we don't actually have. Oh, this is a weird setup for Xinera. Okay, there it is. Um, but yeah, we just have to basically write the entire mod in scripts. So it's really hard to debug and figure out why things are crashing. So there are a couple maps in particular where the advice is just like be careful with save loads because you just might crash. Um,
Yeah,
and there's not
and
much we can do
actually,
about it.
the funnel that Dane is in right now, actually, but just out right now, would also be the same speed as all the other funnels, but in the mod that's massively sped up. I think the same speed as the one in Final 1.
Yeah.
And Dane is now on Final 4. That is the final boss fight with Whitley, spoiler alert, for a
Oh,
9-year-old
Xinera
game.
just soft locked. If no, never mind. He had just the right height to jump off that button. That was
Oh, perfect.
woo.
Hey, and on Dane's screen you can see usually there would be, I think, about 10 or 20 seconds of Whitley just talking to you.
Oh, it's
But
like
that's
45 to a minute, I think.
really...
It's
Okay.
ridiculously long, and we just cut
Yeah,
it all.
and actually not going for Bomb Preserve, that is definitely saves more time in the regular game. You can have 2 portals on the floor and then keep bombs cycling in midair to save a bit of time.
I think if you do
That's
it right, it saves like 2 or 3 seconds in speedrun mod versus like 15-ish to 20 maybe in full game. So it's
uh,
really not worthwhile in speedrun mod unless you're trying to just eke out every little advantage you can. But unless Dane here misses Moonshot and then decides to keep going for Moonshot, even though he doesn't need it, he's gonna lose. Or he's gonna win, sorry. And actually both their times have been submitted in real time, so Dane
yeah,
does what's smart and he just doesn't even go for Moonshot.
yeah, Moonshot is a trick where Dane just missed, where you can shoot the moon and then actually skip this cutscene you're watching right now. Again, it's in the mod, it's sped up by I think about 5 seconds, or maybe even more. So it's definitely more useful in the base game. Nice. And you have just the tiniest place to shoot the moon, and actually shooting the moon stops the game, not doing all that big cutscene. All right.
Whales are twice as intelligent and 3 times as delicious as humans.
Warning. Core corruption at 100%.
You have been a thorn in my side long enough.
Stalemate resolution associate. Please
Alright,
press
I think they're probably gonna reset games here pretty shortly and go back to.
The stalemate button. What? Are you
I'm
still
gonna see
wrong?
if I can unsync
Yeah. Let's
Xenera's
see if
screen.
Xenera's gonna go for, and Xenera doesn't get Moonshot either. That is quite precise, but if you practice it for a bit, then it's fine, really. Xenera ending with a 35-40, and Dane with a 34-28.
They're gonna get ready for game 2 right now, so I'm gonna also get ready for game 2 by going to the bathroom. So
Uh,
I'll be back.
I'm not gonna go get ready for game 2 because I'm gonna go to bed. Getting quite late here. Good night, sleep tight, and all that other stuff. And good luck to the best runner.
All right, everybody, I'm back. I know Infrared had to leave. Thanks to him for helping with the comms. I know it's really, really late there. I think we'll have. Mr. Waterless Melon joining us in a moment for COCOM. Young Biff, the man, the myth, the legend. Full game god. Only thing I got this from was like laser chaining. Haha, golded that. Yeah, that didn't surprise me. He had a good laser chaining. I'm reading some of the match setup chats right now. Xinera is saying that the only thing that went really well for him was his laser chaining that run. Which
Hello?
oh, is that Biff?
Don't you dare call me that.
Welcome to the theory.
Can you hear me? Well,
Yes, you sound fine to me.
good.
I'll let the chat give any input on if I need to raise or lower his volume, but he sounds fine to me.
Okay, let me have to allow flash, right? And then I
Yeah, Burger 40 said you sound fine, so
okay. I trust that man with my life.
I would too, honestly. With how he stomped me into the ground.
That was the closest race you had. Calm down.
Probably unironically was, except for the Lathel versus me race, because I would have beat him really, really bad if I had crashed. So
I'm slightly louder. Don't worry. I'll talk quiet.
I can lower you easily, but
No, I'd prefer to talk quiet.
okay, yeah, that's fair. That's me too. I've been like groggling. Like before last night, and the last like 40 something hours, I had like 2 hours of sleep, 2 or 3 hours of sleep. So
I think that's healthy.
I slept for like 13 hours last night, and I was like awake for like about like an hour, just like in bed, just reading Discord messages and checking like other messages and stuff.
Oh,
And then
there we go.
oh, he said he was testing his timer.
Okay.
Cool. Count down.
Sick man.
All right, the runner should be going in about
So
30 seconds to us, I would guess.
I only caught the end of last race, but it seemed pretty close.
Yeah, so Xinera had a lead for like most of the game. Dane in particular, I think wasted like a minute and a half going for super reportal with like regular mouse clicks. So I told him to go watch my video and resources.
That's fun.
And then Xinera blundered repulsion intro cube clip really hard. Dane didn't even try it. It was
Good for
hilarious.
him. Dane usually does.
I
So
know
good for
Dane
him.
usually goes for. Actually, no, he went for junior and he got it like 2 tries.
He probably saw Xinera go for it and was like, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
because
mess
I
with
think he's
this.
watching the stream, which is allowed.
Xinera's not, yeah.
But Xinera's not watching the stream, so he had no idea. But yeah, like I think go for it once or twice if you hate yourself, and then if you don't get it, just give up. Because
But
doing what he did and going for like a minute and then giving up is like not a good idea.
dude, no, you just gotta keep going for him, man.
That's the worst. Oh, they're really in sync. Shout out to
That's
my sync job.
oh, good job, man. Nah, I think you just I guess it's not fair for me to say, but I think it's good enough to keep going for. But I've done so many hours of that trick that
Yeah, you have more practice than
probably anyone.
anybody else. Yeah, would be my guess. Snare's loads are so much faster than Dane's, which actually surprises me a lot.
You are simply
Oh,
experiencing a rare reaction in which
Oh,
the material
good job.
emancipation grill
good job, bud.
emancipated the ear tubes inside your head.
Rats on the
Oh,
sync
he fell for
job.
it.
Kappa. Yeah, they were within the margin of error at the start, to where like one of them could have started like right after I said go, and one could have started a little earlier than I said go. So you never know. What a circle jump from Dane right there at the start. His circle jump is pretty good, but his one there at the start was very wimpy. It's very funny. Oh. Xinera has a 23 on this map. You don't want to play games with him.
God, that was good. I think that's better than I've ever done Portal Gun ever, and he just did it right now.
23 squad. He's 3 seconds behind Dane right now.
This next test
It doesn't matter. It's chapter 1.
Or wait, 3 seconds.
in the face of almost certain
Yeah, behind.
deployed. In 3,
Smooth Jazz is the worst map in the game.
Okay, well, you think like there's 8 maps that are the worst map in the game.
I do think that there are 8 maps that are the worst map in the game. They're all just tied in my eyes, to be honest.
Oh, no.
Xinera is just having a really sloppy start, but thankfully,
Mhm.
as we saw last game, even losing a minute in the start doesn't seem to matter. So there's plenty of opportunities for him to catch up. Dane doing the super reportal on God,
Both of them having a
really
little
bad at
trouble
this.
with cube momentum.
Um,
Dane more so.
So he's leaving at about 2:01.
What is Dane doing?
Dane is shooting way too early. He's shooting as if like he was trying to catch it normally, but if you give it more time and you're not trying to catch it, there he goes.
That's funny.
That's something that happens to a lot of CM runners who are used to having to shoot as quick as possible, basically, to catch it in midair. It's
Oh.
basically the exact opposite. Oh, it's an error. Don't do this to
Oh.
my man Dane. Don't make him catch up in crazy box. Oh,
Oh
Dane.
gosh, Dane's having a little
Dane's
trouble.
first, like, through Smooth Jazz, Dane was doing really well. And now he's
Mhm,
just,
but-
everything's just hit the fan.
I do think cube momentum, for some reason, at least for me, it's like the most mess upable chapter 1 map.
Yeah, somebody said in chat, I left for 30 minutes and now Dana has game 1 somehow. Exactly. That's just how fickle this game can be. You can just lose an entire minute to trying to cube clip on repulsion intro because you have a peanut brain.
Yeah, this game can turn around on you really fast.
Xinera is really good at this map, so
Yeah,
his
he's
hops here.
a wake up savant.
Yeah, look at those hops, dude. Look at you saw how much micro there was in those hops. He was dodging everything, dude.
Yeah, no, his hop pattern is good on this map. I like
He's
it.
like rank 3 on this map.
Yeah, he has a 250-50.
Yeah, and 250 is world record, if I remember correctly, and it's tied by Zaipe and Nate. So he has rank 2, but because of
Yeah,
how
you're
Ivor
rank
rankings
3.
work, yeah,
Rank 3
Because of
tied with
how-
like Rex or something.
yeah. Well, because of how Ivor rankings work, rank 2 is rank 3 because it just offsets the next slowest rank by how many people are tied, which I hate.
Why do you hate that? That's just how rankings work. He's not
No.
second place. There's 2 people ahead of him. That doesn't make sense.
No, but you have the second best time.
Okay, well, it depends how you're
But
looking at it.
like especially for co-op, it makes like no sense because it's like 2 people combined playing together have the best time, and so the 2 people combined playing below them should have the second best time.
Oh god, if we do it that way, there's gonna be 10 pages on every co-op map.
I mean, that is actually probably why. Is literally just because of like
Imagine being like, yeah, my time is page 9. That sounds ridiculous.
yeah. I mean, we could just cut it off at top 100. To be honest,
Damn.
would anybody be mad? Probably like a couple people would be pretty.
I would be. I
salty.
hate change.
You don't have co-op times.
don't try me, Daniel. I'll
I
pull
feel
up
like
and beat
trying
all
you
your
right
co-op
now.
times.
Good luck.
You're right, I won't do that.
And my times aren't even good, and I had no problem posturing there. Like, I didn't mind calling that bluff.
I assume they both do webmaker. They don't seem like the type
Oh
to
yeah, for sure, for sure.
portal.
Dane already
That's why you
did it.
should. That's why you shouldn't do webmaker right there. Okay, he hits it second try, I guess.
He's second tried it both times.
Yeah, my issue with webmaker is that it's not that hard.
Whoa,
But,
wait,
like-
whoa.
What?
Dane just finished dual laser?
Yeah,
Xinera's on catapult intro?
yeah.
Xinera was ahead! Oh, yeah. Whoa. Dude, it
What?
is. I am sleep deprived. I thought Dane was in a lead. SpeedGaming France 2 and
thing
SpeedGaming
is,
2 both
A
just
lot of
rated
Dane's
us.
time has been loads.
That's
so
fair. I can sync
they're
them up.
not-
They're like 8 seconds difference right now.
Yeah, they're not too far off, but like it's not as bad as it seems.
I will add 8 seconds to Xinera real quick. So we're gonna see his stream pause in a second.
Oh.
There it is. Perfect. Why does Dane shoot those shots? I know he's not doing. Nobody thinks you're gonna go for it with that
He
portal
goes-
shot. No, he doesn't.
Well, the thing is, Zach does, right?
Zach doesn't count. Zach's not a person.
You're right.
Zaipe counts, and Zaipe hits it every time because Zaipe's a
Does he?
gamer. I think he lost that world record to Nate recently.
He did.
Nate is
Nate
a
beat him by
very big gamer.
0.03. God, Nate's so good.
Nate is so good, dude.
Instead of talking about the match, do you want to talk about Nate?
Dude, I was talking to Swagatron about Nate today.
Yeah,
I
you
was
should
like, yeah,
tell. You should
Nate is
give.
great.
You should give Rex Swagatron's contact info, man.
Nah.
I hope Xinera doesn't mess it up.
Xinera's looking very intently at that floor. There
Okay,
he goes. He
got
got it. Because it looks like he actually has the scroll bind.
Yeah, it looks like it. Or
Which
he's
Dane, brother,
God
I would have
filter.
I would have sent you that config.
Yeah.
Would have taken me 2 seconds. It's also in resources, I'm pretty sure.
How much do I bet he goes for triple reportal?
Wouldn't surprise me. Or if he actually watched my video in resources, the
No,
one
he's
that I
going
linked
for
him,
it.
then dude, wait, his portal is way too the orange
No,
portal
he's
there is
fine. He's fine. He's fine.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it worked.
Now you have to be like for the portal bubble to matter. You have to be like basically SB directly to your left or right or whatever.
It's second Tuesday. Okay.
Xinera gets flip shot.
Have you ever heard Thursday been referred to as second Tuesday before?
No.
Dude. AJ breaks records. Rainey breaks the rules. I prefer the magic.
Animal Jam breaks records.
Enjoy this next test. I'm going to go to the surface. It's a beautiful
Okay, there's like a map difference right now. Missing flip shot is not good for Dane.
Maybe I'll let you ride an elevator all the way up to the break room.
He had a better ricochet last time than Xinera, though.
Xinera's ricochet was good this time.
See, he doesn't go for it, which I don't like. Throw that cube, Xinera. I know you got it in you.
Throwing it and then it getting stuck in the corner.
Wait, before I talk trash, I gotta make sure I'm beating him on that map.
Probably are, right?
Give me a second. I gotta check.
It doesn't seem like a Xinera map. Xinera likes good maps.
Keck W.
Don't say Twitch emotes in real life, man. Come on.
I'm beating him and Dane, so I can trash talk both of them. Feels good, man.
God, stop. You need to watch yourself.
Well, look, Dane actually, like... Oh, no, you know what? We're gonna stop talking about Dane and Ricochet right now. We're just gonna focus on Xinera's bridge intro here. Or is this Bridge the Gap? This is Bridge the Gap. He just beat Bridge intro without me even knowing. I didn't even see it. Oh,
Xinera's
that was good. That was good. That was really good. That was a really good
He's
play.
on a solid pace right now.
He's on a pretty solid pace, actually.
Under 830 out of Bridge the Gap is good.
Pretty solid. Going
But,
into
like-
Bridge intro at 8:30 is not the best.
No,
I'll call it suboptimal.
I would use harsher words.
Wow. Spoken
I was
like a
gonna kill
man
the
getting
turrets,
beaten by
but-
Alice.
Getting beat by him in what?
Probably everything at this point, right?
Officially, yeah.
Classic.
But
hoarding Biff.
I'm a little under the
Oh,
table
Dane.
guy, you know. I like to keep things under wraps.
Dane, your portal is very bad there. Please. Look at how bad his portal is. It's just sliding straight up.
Oh, he does this
Dang.
push through the glass. Not good.
Dude, he's Xineraing.
Yeah, I know.
Stop
If you're gonna-
Xineraing.
He's doing the cube through glass. Like,
Thank you.
kind
His
of
portal was in
wrong.
a bad place. Yeah, his portal was in a bad place, and so
oh,
it
not
wasn't.
even, the portal doesn't really matter. It's how you push the cube through.
Both matter.
I mean, like, yeah, but I think that the way when people just like completely shove the cube through, it doesn't work that well.
Well, that's kind of how you're supposed to do it. Like
I know
you're
that's how
supposed to.
do it like challenge mode-y, but
Yeah. Okay.
there's like a legitimately consistent way to do
Well,
it.
we're watching a race in full game between two challenge mode runners, so you know.
I mean, very true. But
expecting
hurt to
them to
watch.
not do things challenge mode-y is a little.
what? Calm down, man. There's so much. Oh my, that was good.
So extra. Xinera didn't he get a low 20 with that route? See him? That's pretty impressive. It's a hard map.
Yeah, he did.
Without Oob. Dane, stop shooting that portal there. Why are you shooting so far away from that from the cube? He's missed it like both races.
Xinera's gonna have a 10-20-ish out of chapter 3, which is, I know 3 paces. I know what you're supposed to have out of chapter 3, out of chapter 6, and when you finish. And a 10-21 out of chapter 3 is like good enough for a 31. So his early game was good.
That's gotta be good enough for a 30, right?
Um,
If you don't suck.
yeah, but usually if you're going for a 30, you'd want like borderline 9 minute. You'd want like a 950 X or like 10 on the dot or something.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well,
Because
Dane is
like
not looking close to that right now.
no, he could get a 30, but he'd need like his late game to be very good.
You would have to perfect. Oh, Xinera, that's a really sketch hop pattern. I can't.
Oh.
Oh, look at that portal, dude. That's the farthest left that portal can be placed. That's a shame. Oh, that was an interesting shot. Do the route. Do the route. Do the route. No, he didn't do the route. Where you drop the cube through the portal, place the portal as it's flinging, and then do the same for you. Saves like a second.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It is cool. It's highly impractical for the route that most people use, but it is cool. So.
But yeah. Dane's behind by so much.
Dane is not skipping the competition right now.
He's gonna end up being behind by
Like a minute.
a minute
least, right?
15 out of
Yeah.
chapter 3.
Woo!
Which
That's a feels bad, man.
you know what they say?
That's
That's one wall button.
That's one wall button. Woo! Sure is, isn't it? Sure is, isn't it? At this point, I almost feel like doing. Never mind.
What's up, man? What's on your mind?
I was gonna say something that anybody who knows how this game worked would have laughed at me for.
Oh,
So I'm
good.
not gonna say it.
Okay, fine.
Because I thought about it for like half a second and then realized that it was a stupid thing to say and that it didn't make any sense. I was gonna be like, I almost want to do CM wall button, and I was like, that makes no. First, you're preserving crouch fly into it. Second, the panel's already moved over, so you can't get the same fling angle. And it's just like there's just a litany of different issues with.
Good word.
Thank you. My mom made it for me.
That's sick. Neither of
Thanks.
them are gonna do cool escape, probably.
No,
Damn shame.
I wouldn't recommend anybody do Spita escape.
I think it's good.
There you go,
You
Dane.
can get like the nice wall run into it and stuff.
Yeah, but you have to get the nice wall run into it and stuff.
Well, there's not even an and stuff. You just need a wall run. That's all you need to do.
I'm stuff.
Okay, follow me.
Okay, man.
Work to do. At least you can touch us back here.
Best map in the game. I'll say it.
Turret Factory?
Yeah.
It's up there. It's a great map for people who don't jam their keys when they strafe.
I don't even know what that means. What do you mean jam?
Like
your
you
key?
just like hold it down like you're trying to hold down like a bunker in World War II.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you aggressively press those keys and you hold them like your life depends on it. Which is like the worst way to play a video game. Oh, Dane. Oh, Dane.
I haven't looked at Dane's screen in like 10 minutes.
He tried to go for the railing hop and jailbreak and just fell right into the abyss. You know, I'm gonna say it. You know, a lot of people might not want me to say this, but I'm gonna say it. It's looking like a game 3.
It was looking like a game.
It's early to call it.
Yeah, it is.
It's ridiculously early to call it, but Dane is also ridiculously far behind.
Oh, Xinera falling.
For lack of a
Good
better word,
save,
he
though.
miffed it.
Okay, well, that seemed a little on the nose.
Donk donk.
Uh,
I know you
yeah,
hate the humor of this Discord server, so you know
I do, man.
I just
I
gotta.
do. I very legitimately do.
Oh damn, you can't jump like that.
Oh, Xinera's doing the turret route.
Yeah, he did it last game too, which is fair if you haven't practiced, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the cube clip, where it's like, you know, if you have a really bad run and you need to save time, like you don't get the cube going straight into your hot pattern or something, or the turret going straight into your hot pattern, go for it. But like if you're not practiced in it, there's really not a reason to do it. Just because it's theoretically faster doesn't mean that it's actually faster in application almost ever.
Yeah.
Like I mean, my gold is with the turret.
I don't know what my goal is with, but I don't do the turret, so I'm assuming it's with
I mean, the
Pancake.
community gold is with Pancake for sure.
Yeah, better be.
I know Alice has like an insane setup one with it, but he didn't even get community gold because he just like his hops were just
It isn't as good at the rest of the map.
yeah. M Sushi I think has community gold on that map. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, it shocked me too because I watched Alice's run live and I was like, "That's got to be community gold by a mod." Because the man just like shot portals and went through them.
There is a
Like,
decent chance I have community gold because I do the thing at the start.
Yeah, there is a decent chance. Do you have
But
it on
like,
the spreadsheet?
no, I don't have live splits, so I don't even know what it is. I don't know
Oh,
what my gold is.
I mean, you could time the demo if it's
I
in your
know.
PV.
I just have to, it probably isn't. I think I miss it in my PB like once or twice, which it kind of sucks because if you miss it once or twice, it's just like not worth it. But
No, yeah,
I
that's
go
why
for it
nobody
too because
does it.
it looks cool though.
Oh, Dane is also grabbing the turret. That was a good hop pattern into the turret too. So,
Xinera should have a 16 out of core, which is pretty nice.
which sub 16 is what you want for like a low 30.
Yeah. High 16, we'll have like a 1645 ish. Will be. You
Not
can
with
probably
that strafe.
31 with that. I would. Not sure, but I think you probably could. But you need to play pretty good.
No, stop,
No, 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 no.
We should make a version of Portal 2 where the community members are the voice actors.
You have no idea how much money Zype's been offered to do a voice pack of this game.
I don't know. You're right.
It's life-changing money. It's not life-changing money, but it's enough money to where you'd be like, really?
Dude.
At one point, there was like a
won't-
grand on the table. I mean, times have changed and people are no longer in positions of wealth, but at one point, there was like at least $1,000 that was people were like, "Hey, Zype, you want it?" Well, they were like,
Dude.
it was like a piece of meat or something, and they were like, wagging it over a
Make
dog.
voice back like the few snippets we have of Zype, him just saying, I'm choking while, while something's happening.
No, like the one Betts really wants is him saying the one from Secret Panel where it's pop a portal over there.
Oh.
That was his bugs on the table.
Xinera doesn't jump for that? That's so weird.
Yeah, well, most people who aren't Zype would have taken it, but nobody wants a voice back from people who aren't Zype.
Did you notice that? That's so weird to me.
Doesn't like in the at the point where you jump off the railing at the start into the
Yeah, Xinera just stands it instead, which seems slow.
I think the way it's weird the way you do it in CM. It's not the way that people do it in full game. So he was probably doing some like variation of CM and full game, just like marrying the two together. But I didn't see it, so I didn't know exactly.
He like didn't jump. He like does the thing when you're like new and you're like jumping off is hard. I want to just stand into it, and he just did that instead.
Oh, you mean the lineup for shooting the shot?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I don't know about that.
But he did it like pretty fast, so he's used to it, obviously.
Interesting. It's not a hard trick to hit if you've practiced it at all. And let me get ready to flame him here. Or.iverb.me.
Are you gonna
Single
be like I have
player.
better Cave Johnson than you do?
I was gonna be like Baby first as a baby better Cave Johnson than you.
He has better Cave Johnson than you too.
Yeah, well, it's literally the only map he plays. If you ever see him streaming Portal 2, it's literally just Cave Johnson. He plays this map like 7 hours a day, and he has no other reputable times.
I respect a person who just does one map over and over.
I don't respect a person named Baby. Oh, Dane hit his bind again. The ENT create sphere bind.
No way, did he?
Yeah, on the catwalk he was trying to hop on. So while it is cheating, it definitely didn't give him an advantage.
Why does he have that bound?
I have no idea, but it happened to him in another race in Finale 1. He was just like trying to do the hops, or he was like hopping over to where you do the railing hop, and he just placed a sphere right in front of him and lost like a second.
Funny.
Oh my god, he got the hop. I'm gonna lose it. Xinera is beating me by like 0.2 on that map, so you know I can't hate.
Wait, which one? Cave Johnson?
Cave Johnson, yeah.
Wait,
but I'm almost positive he has the fast. I'm rank 9, I think. I closed it.
I cannot believe you can't do the fast ending. It
10.
is so brain
Yeah,
dead
I
free.
don't do it. I don't do it in my PV. I've never done it in a run.
It doesn't make sense to me. What do you like? Like, how can you be doing it so wrong?
It's like I either fall way too far and don't get it, or I just don't even slope off of it at all, and there's like no in between.
Sometimes
Unless,
I'll get it where I don't slip off of it at all, but that's like the only time I fail it.
oh Dane,
Is Dane going for it again?
yeah, he went for it again.
Oh, honey. Oh, he kind of got it. Oh, and he did junior. I
He
thought
got it
was...
like after like 12 times, so he's
Xinera will
probably
have...
at best breaking even with doing it normally.
Xinera's definitely on 30, like 32, no problem.
Learn to shoot, sister. We just gotta talk like we're makeup gurus, honestly. Why is Dane paused?
I hope he just forfeits so he can move on to game 3. That'd be sick.
You're about to say like, I wish he just forfeits so I don't have to do this anymore. I was like, you voluntarily signed up for this. Oh, Xinera. He has a good time on this map, doesn't he?
I'll say
on,
it.
buddy.
Kind of hard map, man.
Easy map, man. There's no reason for a player of his caliber to have issues on this map.
Okay, it is an easy map, but I think it's a map that
Xinera is in a
very-
three-way tie for rank 8 on this map with a 12.
it's very mess upable, if that makes
It
sense.
is. Every map is. Oh well. Okay,
No,
you know what?
no, that's...
You know what? I'm
Come
gonna
on,
walk
man.
that one back. There's no reason to mess up pit flings the way Dane did.
True.
Inexcusable. He's doing it.
Oh.
That's a good strafe. If I could get the strafe consistently, the stuck launch is not the problem with this map.
No,
for
the
me.
stuck launch isn't the problem. The strafe is... I had to like develop my own way to do it because I
I
found
hit it
the
like
other way
once
too
every
hard.
like 200 runs in challenge mode.
Well, in challenge mode, you're like really just going for it.
No,
You know?
like I don't even really go for it. Look at my time. I'm like rank 23 or something.
Oh, your cheeks then. Not my bad.
Dane, you need to stop relying on that tiny little platform. It's the same one he hit last time. He can't keep getting away with it. You can tell at the end he's not intending to do it too because he shook his mouse like wild. Like he can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep missing that portal too. Jesus. Yeah, Xinera is like comfortably like at least 3 maps ahead right now because he's like halfway through conversion intro, which might as well be 2 maps. And he hits reportal first time unlike last time, so massive lead for Xinera right now. Like he had a big lead last time, but this is not one you expect him to throw like he did
And
last
this is
time.
one he knows he can throw it too because he did last time, so he's gonna be a bit more
He
cautious.
threw it a lot earlier last time though,
Oh,
didn't he?
yeah, he
Didn't
was
he?
barely ahead by the time he threw wall
He
button.
threw prop intro for like a minute last time. And Dane also didn't do well on prop intro this time. Or no, repulsion intro, my bad. I mean, he didn't do well on prop intro either, but that's besides the point. Interesting fling there from Xinera. He really just went for it, you know. Sometimes you just gotta go for it.
Put it all on
I'm
the
not gonna
line.
lie to you.
Oh.
The odds are 1,000,000 to 1, and that's with some generous rounding. That's
People
a
who line
pretty
this up
bad
are
show.
slow.
People who line this up are sociopaths. Ooh! Okay, you got it.
Yeah, he's fine.
I just made a noise there I don't think I've ever made before in my life.
Oh, put the portal in the horrible spot.
Yeah, he also didn't jump, he just walked out. Which if you jump, there's like no chance that you can't strafe over. But
Yeah,
if
but
you
jumping's
don't
slow. I'm a walk out
jumping
fan.
is slow, but you know what else is slow? Not landing on the right tube and then having to fall down and reshoot it.
Also, he's not looking straight, and that's slow as well.
I'm noticing
you
a
like-
lot of commonalities in his 3 gels.
Yeah. Well, that one, I don't think that many people know that if you're not looking straight when you're doing 2 bounce, it's slower.
Yeah, I mean, I AD spam on it because
Yeah,
I hate
also
feeling
do.
comfortable. Because it's not even that it's not easy to fall off with AD spamming, but
No, it's really
feel
not.
uncomfortable like constantly. Like
Yeah,
there's
you
never
feel-
a moment where you feel secure while AD spamming on the tube.
But it's like fine.
Yeah, it's like a roller coaster. Like you feel like there's no way you should be safe, but like realistically, the odds of you dying are like tiny.
I like
So-
that he cube throws.
I don't.
I love it.
I hate it.
Okay, well,
Dane, you weren't
what's my
rank
man
5
doing?
on conversion intro, buddy. Well,
Is
that's
he?
interesting. I said you're not.
Oh,
So don't go for a reportal. I only flame like Zach because he's fun to flame. Everybody was flaming him yesterday because he was trying to flame somebody else yesterday, and so everybody just started flaming him.
I feel
It
like I
was very
remember
funny. Yeah, you were there last night, I'm pretty sure. Well, in the chat.
this. I love that, like, relative, like, he's done a lot. He's
Dane
gotten
had a
world record
really
and
good
stuff,
intro.
but people still, like,
Zach
just
Max,
get
you
after
just
him.
throw it all away.
Uh, oh,
Call me English rock
Dane.
band Genesis because I'm throwing it all away.
Dane on a comfortable 35 pace right now.
Oof.
Maybe 34 if he hustles.
Oh, yes. Well done.
All we have to do is pull that lever.
Having fun.
I can't respect Zype, like on a
What's up, man?
human level.
Oh.
I can't respect Zype on a human level because he thinks that it's acceptable.
No, not again.
Oh, look at he was ready. He was so ready. I hate the way that he does this though, because he goes in crouched, which is like almost always just adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, and I don't know. And he just, like, stutters so much. He's definitely not comfortable with that at
Yeah.
all.
But I should also finish my sentence. I don't respect Zype because he doesn't respect Phil Collins. Or at least
Oh, yeah, I remember
he
this.
thinks that it's acceptable to pretend. Because nobody can actually dislike Phil Collins. So he just pretends, you know? It's
Just
like,
because he knows it'll get to you.
I'm noticing a trend with a lot of people in the Discord server and finding out that I'm incredibly easy to tilt.
What, just leaning into it?
Yeah.
Just being like, you know what? Screw this guy.
I'll pick a fight with a mop if it looks at me if it looks at me funny. You know? Just start swinging at a mop. You ever do that?
No, I don't fight mops.
He's just got long hair, you know?
I have long hair right now. I still haven't been able to get a haircut.
Oh yeah, dude, I just shaved my head.
I thought about it, but, like, no. I'm getting
I
a
feel like
haircut in
it's
a few days.
I feel like it's one for like the history books, you know? You'll be like, "Oh, like your kids will be like, "Oh, I just learned about COVID-19 in school." Were you there? Oh, believe me, I was. I had to shave my head because, you know, long hair, greasy.
What?
I don't
Oh,
know, you know.
Xinera. Honey.
I associate people with long hair as having greasy hair, even though the two aren't necessarily linked.
Yeah, that's fair.
Keck W. People are making fun of my mop comments in the chat.
Down.
If you were a mop right now, I'd throw hands.
Felk. Damn.
It's Felk.
Xinera definitely started to play worse. I don't think it's enough, but
Yeah.
he's had a pretty bad chapter 8.
It's on Laser Stairs and Dane just finished Polarity. So
Laser stairs?
or laser
got it.
platform. Woo.
There you go.
Dude, I haven't eaten in like 24 hours. I slept for 13 hours to recover.
Go eat.
Oh, did I tell you why I didn't sleep or
No, I'm assuming.
or did I tell
school or
you that I
something.
didn't sleep?
You told me that you didn't sleep, not why.
Okay, yeah. Well, the why was I just went to bed late because I was like, you know, just living life. And
Yeah,
then
of
I
course.
got woken up early because my friend wanted me to watch the Pokemon announcement where they announced Pokemon League of Legends, and then I couldn't
Wait,
fall back
what?
asleep. Was it like
Really?
8 a.m.? Pokemon did like an announcement thing, and I'm one of the people who's like, man, give us a Gen 4 remake. That would be sick. It's my favorite generation.
Oh, it's my favorite generation too.
Yeah,
That's
and
good to
so I was
hear.
like, I want to be there when they announce, the Pokemon Sinnoh remasters or remakes or whatever. But no, it was Pokemon League of Legends, and I woke up at 8 a.m. for it and couldn't fall back
Does it
asleep.
look
So
good?
it does not look good.
Oh,
Somebody I think who joined from the Raiders is giving us more information. Pokemon Unites, a really
we got a
watered down
raid.
MOBA.
Oh,
It's
nice. We have
made by it's made by
180 people.
yeah. Thank you SpeedGaming for the raid. Um, it's like a watered down Tencent like published or co-created by Tencent. I think there's another company that's working specifically on development, but I don't know.
How's it
Tencent's
like
involved
League
in
of Legends? Is it literally just like
it's a
a
MOBA.
MOBA?
Yeah, it's like a
It's a
mobile and
Pokemon MOBA.
Switch-based MOBA. Yes,
That's hilarious. Oh my
it's
god.
really funny. Um, But
I
for
wonder
those of
like
you from the raid, this is Portal 2 Speedrun mod. It's a mod for the game that removes cutscenes and wait time from the game.
dude,
We
screw
have two of
Portal
the
2. I
best
want to talk about this
individual.
Pokemon MOBA.
We'll get back to it. I just want to explain it before we go to game 3.
Okay, that's
Um,
fair.
uh, it's a mod, removes downtime, waiting time, cutscenes, all sorts of things. Allows for a couple new tricks. Dane and Xinera are two of the best individual level called challenge mode. Um, runners in the game, but neither of whom are very experienced in doing full game runs. So it's really interesting to see that they're very good at particular parts and very bad at others. So thanks for joining us. Stick around. It looks like we're going to a game 3 because Xanera is in
Yeah,
healthy lead
game
right now.
2 has been kind of a wash, but hopefully Dane can
Yeah,
pull a game 1 again and we can get an interesting game 3.
Dane is like 2 long maps behind Xanera right now. So the chances that Dane wins this one are very, very slim. So it's looking like we're going to go to a game 3. Right now, Xanera has crouch fly glitch, which you get from interacting with funnels in a funny way. It looks like no clipping, it's not. So he's preserving it from map to map so that he can just sort of do weird things in chambers. Dane will get it in the next map, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to take a look at that. It's just a good thing to acknowledge because
God,
a lot
that's
of people
actually
get very
nuts
confused.
that we can just
But
fly.
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's been around since like day 1 of the game, and
That's
it's never been
sweet.
patched. Yeah, it's like the game tries to keep track of how many funnels you're in.
And then it
And
thinks you're in
so,
2,
and yeah, so
right?
like when your hitbox goes to sleep and you like crouch, then it's like, oh, hey, we just entered a new funnel. And then when you leave the funnel, it goes, hey, we left one of the funnels.
But not
And
the
then,
other one, so we're still floating around because we're in the
yep.
funnel.
Because
But
like
you're
you
not.
would think that you'd want to keep it as like an on and off switch and not as like a variable with numbers, but you can be in more than one funnel. You can overlap funnels. So the game does actually need to keep track of how many funnels you're in. You'll see here Dane gets the crouch fly glitch, crouching and then
Xinera
waiting and then
looking like he's going
uncrouching.
to have a mid 33, so he lost a ton of time in
Yeah.
Chapter 8. God damn.
Dude, my cup of water is from last night. Oh, that's a bad jump from Dane.
Last
My cup
night,
of...
you're drinking day-old water?
I know, and it's not good. But I like... But I'm
I
thirsty,
thought you like took a break in between games to go get water.
No, I took a break between games to go to the bathroom. I have to go all the way
Ah.
downstairs to get water.
Oh, sounds rough, man.
Because I had to move in with my family again because of COVID. And I'm like unshowered, like...
Oh, that's disgusting. Why?
Yeah, I know.
Gross.
It's been like 26 hours or something since I showered.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
Well, yeah, I
Unshowered.
shower daily. I'll shower more than a day only if I'm like doing like a heavy workout or something. Because I like to shower in mornings,
I shower like late night, right before I go to sleep.
Yeah. If I do something that leaves me like sweaty or something, then I'll do a shower like before I go to sleep. Or normally just like before or like after the event. Like if I'm working out or something, then I'll shower after I work out.
What is Dane doing? But okay. Actually, Dane's not gonna end up that far behind. He's gonna end up like maybe less than a minute. It might be closer than the last race.
That's actually really funny. But
It actually
Xinera won for sure, so
it should absolutely be closer to the last race. I think it'll be within a minute.
so I'm gonna iterate Xinera's victory screen, and we're going to game 3. I was like, yeah, I'll take the game. Hopefully it won't go to game 3.
Damn.
Xinera said he would have PB'd if he hit early moonshot. That's actually really funny. That my
Yeah,
PB
because his
was so
PB
much
was
better than
against
Xinera.
Alice. I remember that. Remember that match.
This man does not play this mode at all. He even makes me look like I play it a lot, and I really don't. Dane PB? Is Dane on? What is Dane's PB?
I think Dane's PB is really bad.
Is it really bad? Because that's what
I
it's
think-
looking like. Speedrun.
Well, I think he like has only done races to
/P2SM.
practice, or like
Yeah,
runs to practice races.
he never practices.
No,
His PB is a 34:21, so he is
No,
on PB pace.
wait.
I'm pretty sure if he hits
Oh,
early
he
moonshot, he will
yeah.
PB.
I just realized that was
Oh
the
yeah,
last
he
score.
PB'd by a second. I don't
Hey,
want to play
spoilers.
another one.
Did he say don't want? Did he say he doesn't want to play another one?
Yeah, he just said I don't want to play another one. Xinera said, "Haha, me neither, really." Is Dane just gonna concede?
In a full game for a CM Frog for the coin flip. Oh my god, that'd be so sick.
Xinera doesn't really want a coin flip.
Probably
he'd rather- Well, because it's
Xinera knows that like he's
He'll
probably
win.
has better odds to win if they
He'll
play
win,
another,
yeah, for
play
sure.
a third.
um
But a coin flip would be freaking sick. I'm gonna lose.
yeah, I'm with Xinera on this one. I don't take a coin flip here. I call Dane's bluff and say if you want to FF, go for it. But I'm gonna play a game 3. Yeah, there it is. He called it. He called it. He said I'll do a game 3.
Interesting.
He's calling the bluff because
Now, if we're Dane, what are we thinking here? Do we try to push the coin flip, or do we concede? Or
if
do we go
Dane
for game
thinks that he
3?
can win a game 3, he's gonna play a game 3. If Dane doesn't think he can do a game 3, because he can win a game 3,
Dane's
but
in
it's just
chat.
yeah, he is. No
Huh.
10 seconds off, I think. Question mark. Or wait. I just checked it. Wait, does Control Shift T not work on? Oh, it does. Okay, I was just smoking something that's not good for you. Your submitted PB is a 34:21.076. This is a 34:20.91. So yeah, PB by 1 second.
Damn, if this was a PB for Dane,
It was, unless he
It's
had
not
one.
looking-
That he... Oh, Dane and Xinera are both in the chat. Dane said he's calling it.
oh, yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. It's an unfortunate end, but it was a fun 2 games.
Yeah. Again, the last game was closer than it probably should have been. It should have been
Yeah.
a kind of a stomping, so to speak. But within a minute, it's not bad.
Well, Dane just like played so much better on head flings, which was like where a lot of his time lost in the first game came from. Now I got thrown it all away by Genesis stuck in my head.
We'll just give Xinera like the last one, I guess. If he wants to talk, yeah.
Bets is saying have your girlfriend play the 3rd match for you. Bets with the 5 head as usual.
That's a very best thing to say, isn't it?
Everything is a very Bets thing to say at this point.
Xinera, I think, will play Dylan next round.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Which, oh, yep, Xinera plays Dylan. And then the
I
winner
don't
of that,
expect Dylan to lose that unless
No,
Xinera
the winner
practices.
of Xinera Dylan plays the loser of me Bets. So we're probably gonna end up with Dylan versus Bets right there. Which
Who do you
should be a
think's
good one to
losing
watch.
in you versus Bets?
I think I just said through bracket predictions who I think is gonna lose.
I didn't hear it. I in my head I was like Melon wins, Melon wins, Melon wins. So I don't.
Does Xinera want to get in or get in the call?
Yeah, I will put both of them. I will mark this as done.
Dane has his girlfriend over. He probably doesn't want to talk about
Yeah,
Portal 2.
potential. Well, maybe.
Who knows?
His girlfriend's. I've seen her in the chat sometimes. She supports him. She's like,
She's a beast at Animal Crossing, apparently.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah.
Oh, he can talk. Okay.
Yeah, cool. So I should have just done both of them, set them both as.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Dane.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
It's going well. So how do you feel about your pit flings? That's what I want to talk about.
See, I was tilted about pit flings. However, I brought it back and PB'd off of those splits. It wasn't that first one wasn't my PB, but
Yeah.
bringing it back from like a minute down was kind of ludicrous. So, but yeah, I was a little tilted.
And you're
Is it
forfeiting? You just
Yeah.
don't feel like playing another one? That's fair.
Nope. I'm tired of this tournament.
That's fair. You probably played like 4 or 5 matches
I
total.
think, yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, I think 4. I can't remember
a
the
lot of
first two, then
forfeit.
Zaipe and this one.
You beat Magic Salad and then Kojo and then lost to Zaipe and then
Okay,
lost
yeah.
to Xinera.
It was
So
funny
4,
because
yeah.
the Zaipe one was both of us forfeiting.
Yeah,
Or him
because
forfeiting and me telling him like, "Hey, you deserve to win."
it was the same circumstances as this, right? Where it was like 1-1 and then you just didn't play a third one.
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Because you won one of the races, I know that.
Yeah, because like something weird happened for Zaipe on Finale 4, where like his bombs just weren't spawning or something. So I won that second one.
I wish Lathel had FF'd when he beat me because of a 30-second loss to crashes.
Nah, dude, he's still in the tournament. He beat Blender. He's up against
I would have beat Blender.
probably Alice.
That was a
What a-
goofy VOD to watch because it was literally just them going for dumb tricks all the time.
Yeah, it's very funny. Welcome, Xinera. How you doing?
Hi, Xinera.
Doing alright.
Isn't there?
You sound so tired.
I haven't talked. I'm also sick.
Oh, that's
yeah.
unfortunate.
I'm kind of pissed that it didn't PB. I mean, it wouldn't have been a big PB, but because I saw the timer just pass when I mismoved.
Oh yeah, this is close for sure.
Sad we couldn't play game 3, but
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, no.
Well, I
it's
feel
fine.
like neither of you wanted to play a game
You
3.
both said you didn't want to play a game 3. What do you mean
Yeah,
you're
I'm
sorry? This is what you
Because-
got what you wanted.
No, like I know the exact when I was doing Lathel and he beat me because of just like random luck. I was like, I don't want to play a game 3, but he didn't FF, so I had to just like eat it. And then he PB'd by like 45 seconds.
You love bringing that up. You love just bringing up. how
Yeah, I love bringing
BS
up the
that
fact that he shouldn't have won.
But
Unlike Burger 40, who beat me into a pulp fair and square.
Well, Xinera, you get to play Dylan now, like next
Yeah.
round. So
Does he have an unsubmitted PB, or is his PB actually?
well, what's
33
I think his PB's like his actual PB is like
Low
barely
32.
better than a submitted.
Yeah.
I think he does have an unsubmitted PB, but I don't think it's by too much.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna actually have to play the game a lot if I want to beat him.
Oh wait, I'm beating him? Yeah, there's no way I'm beating him. I thought it was a low 32. I could be
I
wrong.
think a low
Pretty
30.
sure
I
he
thought it
has
was like a
one
high 32, but
unsubmitted.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think he has a 32.
I
at the very
don't
least.
think I'm beating him, and I'm beating him on the boards by like.
You're beating
20
me on the
seconds.
boards, aren't you?
Yeah, who cares? Beating you is not hard.
Okay. Calm down.
I gotta light the fire under him, you know.
being toxic.
Under me?
Yeah, Mr. I don't submit PBs.
Hey, I'm hoarding.
Wait, what
Look.
did
You
I
can
get?
say you're
Oh
you
my
can
God,
say
okay.
you're hoarding all you want, but like until there's proof, like
No, until there's proof.
I could say I'm
being-
hoarding conversion intro world record. That doesn't mean I'm actually
I
hoarding.
hope you
conversion
are.
intro.
That'd be awesome. You just have a 48. That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Either way.
you guys aren't ready for that one. Anyway,
I mean, if I beat him, oh fuck! I mean, oh yeah, I mean, I'm against Melon. Wait, were you talking about that? I kind of zoned out.
No, you're against Bets if you beat Dylan.
Wait, no, it's the loser of 83.
Yeah, Bets.
Oh, yeah, I kind of roasted you there, didn't I? Fuck, I didn't mean that. Sorry.
I like to remind Xinera that this is a family-friendly stream.
Oh yeah.
Please.
Did not say that.
It's Swedish for
Wise
something
words.
else. Don't worry.
Yeah, it actually is though. So
What?
yeah.
What is it Swedish for?
No, maybe
Cabinet.
a cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
it's
talking about
spelled with an
cabinets.
A. No, I swear, go into Google Translate, type it in with an
I'm doing
A,
it right
and it's
now.
a cabinet.
All right, delete
I
the
think.
bomb.
Delete the
I'm
mod.
doing it right now. I want to see if this is real. English to Swedish.
No. The other way.
Wait,
Swedish
oh,
to English.
Compartment.
You're right.
Compartment.
Compartment. Yeah, that's real.
all right. Anybody else got anything to say, or are we cutting the show?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks
I'm
everybody
sorry,
for coming.
Speedgaming.
We'll host somebody else and enjoy some races. Good luck, everybody. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Jeez.